Intuition. So any of the thoughts, like, I can't do this, I'm not intuitive, it's not working, flip those thoughts around. I'm learning to open my intuition. I'm opening to seeing. One is a great mantra to say, because a lot of us have been witches in past lives. Guess what they used to do to witches? Very bad things. There's different sources of higher guidance. There's angels, spirit guides, God, of course, which is the source of everything. Basically, the message from Divine Source Energy when I connect is, you are loved. Your purpose in life is to love. All is love. It's about love, and it's wonderful, just unbelievable feeling. It is the space between the thoughts. It is consciousness. And how do you even describe it, right? It's within us. It's all around us. It's connecting us right now. However, it can be difficult to get a handle on. It's like, well, how does that help me in, all this stuff I gotta do in my life? That's where the angels come in, because they can be messengers. So the way I was taught, you'll hear different things from different people, is that there are different hierarchies of angels, cherubim, seraphim, really close to the source. But then you go down a little bit, and then there's archangels and angels, or guardian angels. So archangels are, there's hundreds. You can read about them in biblical texts, and the Kabbalah, and the Quran. Archangel Michael helps with release fear and doubt and protection, helps with courage, the color blue, more like an indigo blue. Archangel Raphael, the healing angel, emerald green, about love. Archangel Gabriel can help with communication and really helps with people doing creativity as well. So there's so many. There's also one that I really like that you probably haven't heard of, Archangel Chamuel. Anybody heard of this one? So I tell my kids about this all the time. Archangel Chamuel helps with finding stuff, a partner, a job, finding your purpose. So this angel works with me because I was trying to find my new purpose for a long time. But all you gotta do is ask. I'll tell you a quick story about angels. So my husband has an old motorcycle that he got, it's like, 1980 something, and he likes fixing it, but it breaks. And one time last year, it was about 3 months of not working at all. He usually was able to fix it pretty regularly. And so I kept telling him, Archangel Michael actually can also help fix stuff, mechanical things. And he was, he's open to it. Now he's much more open, but he was like, all right, that's interesting, but fine. And then I kept telling him, just ask. Like, what does it hurt to just ask for help from Archangel Michael? And so finally he was getting so frustrated, so he didn't tell me this until later, but he did. He just asked in his mind. And so that night he had a dream. And in his dream, he had a dream about what was wrong with his motorcycle. And so then the next day, you can't make this stuff up. It's amazing. It's just so amazing. The next day, he went to the mechanic because we had some other issue with our other car, and he was talking about the motorcycle, and the mechanic's like, oh yeah, it's the thermal blah blah blah. Same thing. And he fixed it. Took about 2 days. That's how it can work. So they will send you guidance, often through other people, because spirit guides we're humans. So you maybe had a past life with them, you may recognize them, but there potentially could be like a grandparent that's serving as a spirit guide for you. You can have dozens of spirit guides in your life, but usually you have one primary. I have when I do meditations, this one woman, long robes, kind of looks like somebody from Lord of the Rings, one of the elf people, and she's very beautiful. You're already hearing from them in your mind. It's just recognizing that's what it is and trusting that. Ascended Masters. So Ascended Masters, has anybody ever heard that term before? You have? Okay. So it's kind of a new agey term, I guess, but Ascended Masters are what we traditionally think of as spiritual, religious figures, like Jesus, Buddha, Confucius, Mother Mary, Yogananda, who brought the whole movement of yoga really to the U.S., Mother Teresa, supposedly the Ascended Master, Gandhi. So these are people who were humans, but basically transcended beyond their egos, and they are generally no longer incarnate in human bodies. So they're here to help us, guide us in expanding our consciousness with this whole shift in consciousness. I will say, When I do meditations in the Akashic Records, the figure that shows up, and I don't go to church anymore really at all, I don't consider myself religious, it's Jesus. I'm like, that looks like Jesus. And it's really interesting. Does anybody else have that? You do? That surprised me. Yeah. It's pretty amazing. And I've had that in some workshops. People are like, I feel like I just met Jesus. There's so much that we have associated with that word. And it's really sad, I think, because we've been so programmed with different religions. I was almost an atheist at one point, and I had this incredible experience with what was a figure of Jesus in sand. And I was blown away. It gets me very emotional. So healing. Spirit animals, deceased loved ones. So when we do this meditation, when you open up to this dimension, which is a higher dimension, sometimes your deceased loved ones will be like, oh great, she's here, I want to say hi to her. So when we do this, be aware that sometimes they will show up. And that's really just they want to say hello to you. They still have their personalities. When I do Akashic Records reading, sometimes deceased loved ones of others will show up. And imagine your mind's like a blank slate, like a blank chalkboard. And your ego may pop up and say, oh, you're making it up, and you already know that, it's not working, blah, blah, blah. See if you can just come back to this light and just come back to this blank slate. So you are making it up. It's okay to make it up. What would this look like, okay? So just try to keep that in mind. Just having fun. Sometimes we take this so seriously. So, okay. So just taking a deep breath in your belly and expanding it up into your chest, into your shoulders, pausing, and just allowing it to sink.